Did you miss this tiny Easter egg in Ant-Man 3? It might have been hard to see, but it's actually a giant nod to Scott Lang's comic history. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is filled with Easter eggs and little details for comic book fans to watch out for. From one-off guest characters with big significance on the illustrated page to lines that allude to fan-favorite storylines, these wink and nod moments help pay tribute to things that just can't fully fit on the big screen. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is no different in this regard. Of course, with so much time spent on both Scott Lang's story and setting up the rest of Phase 5, you might not notice all the Easter eggs on your first watch. Quantumania is an ambitious movie, albeit one that arguably doesn't necessarily deliver on all of its promises. It's the first proper introduction of Kang the Conqueror, the first chapter of the MCU's Phase 5, and a full-on sci-fi odyssey that brings a whole new universe to the franchise. That's a lot to cover in just 2 hours, and to many fans, it doesn't pull it all off. But there are still some fun little references for die-hard fans to suss out. One Quantumania Easter egg that's particularly easy to miss involves the code for a bridge in Kang's fortress. More than just a number, it's actually a clever nod to the beginning of Scott Lang's journey in the comics. During the final act of Quantumania, when the rebel faction is storming Kang's citadel, they reach a literal impasse when one of the bridges is retracted. The telepathic rebel Quaz is quickly able to read a nearby soldier's mind and extract the code, 18147. This number might seem innocuous to many viewers, but it actually holds 2 different references to the Ant-Man. The first part of the code, 181, is a reference to Avengers 181, the issue in which Scott Lang first appears. The second part of the code, 47, references the issue in which Scott took on the actual mantle of Ant-Man. Marvel Premiere 47. Both issues were published in the spring of 1979, about a month apart. Scott has been a notable part of the Marvel Universe ever since. The Easter egg is certainly easy to miss, as the whole bridge scene flies by in just a few seconds. Conceptually, it's nice to reference Scott's origins in the 3rd installment of his journey. Unfortunately, fans feel that Quantumania doesn't seem committed to moving forward Scott's narrative in any meaningful way.
Ouch.
In a Reddit thread, one user commented that the movie, quote, felt less like an Ant-Man story and more like Marvel Studios Presents the Rick and Morty feature film. The film's writer, Jeff Loveness, was a writer on the popular Adult Swim sci-fi series before making the leap over to the Marvel side of things. Loveness is also set to pen the script for 2025's Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, which has many fans greatly concerned. To be sure, Quantumania has a number of things in common with Rick and Morty, including its goofy alien character designs and constant quipping.
Holy, that guy looks like broccoli.
Regardless of how you feel about that style of humor, there's no doubt in fans' minds that Quantumania could have felt more like an Ant-Man movie. Though Scott Lang is still the protagonist, he doesn't get the kind of arc you might expect at this stage in his narrative. A common consensus is that his relationships with his daughter Cassie and girlfriend Hope are scattered and underdeveloped. He barely gets to interact with his mentor Hank Pym, and references to his traumatic experiences in Avengers Endgame are played mostly for laughs. Making reference to Scott's comic book origin story is perfectly fine, but the Easter egg may have done more harm than good for fans disappointed with the movie.